In a world where everybody's got to argue about something, politics and all that stuff, you go to these places and none of that exists. It's just you in your little world, enjoying what you enjoy without a care of what else is going on.
Hello there. This is Dave, and I'm an original trilogy kid.
And this is Elora. I'm a prequel trilogy kid. Welcome to What Does Star Wars Mean to You, the show where we talk to all kinds of fans of Star Wars to take the hate out of the debate and look at the franchise from a certain point of view, one fan at a time.
That's right. Also, it's just fun to chat Star Wars. We have a fun guest today. It's Scruffy from Hyperspace Heroes podcast. It's a podcast that covers all kinds of nerdtastic stuff, nerd culture. They have a ton of Star Wars authors, actors, filmmakers, and other podcasters, including us, on their show. So let's go say hello to Scruffy.
Zoom, zoom, zoom.
How you doing, Scruffy? Thank you for joining us.
Oh, thank you for having me, man. It's great to be here. I love it. We're doing good tonight.
Tell us, Scruffy, are you ready to share with the world what does Star Wars mean to you?
I am.
Awesome.
That is our favorite answer around here. Right. Dave, do you want me to take the 5? We didn't discuss it pre-show. Okay.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Getting a little bit of behind-the-scenes look here.
I got my D6.
You got your G6 ready. Scruffy, what Star Wars movie is your comfort favorite? Like your comfort go-to?
As a Gen Xer, I'm supposed to answer, it's got to be A New Hope, or it's got to be Empire Strikes Back, or it's got to be Return of the Jedi. And shockingly, it's not. The Phantom Menace is.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Well, I really enjoyed the Phantom Menace for one of the biggest reasons why I enjoyed it so much was, we're talking about 1999. We're talking about an era before heavy social media presence, before heavy internet presence. I had a computer. I had AOL. I didn't feel like spending 20 minutes waiting for the dial-up to connect, so I didn't really spend a lot of time on it. So when I walked into the Phantom Menace, it was a complete mystery. Other than the obvious, we knew it was the origin story of Anakin Skywalker.
Yes.
We knew we were going to see some Jedi, but that was pretty much my only knowledge of it. So I walked in completely surprised, completely in the dark about what I was going to see. And I didn't walk in with any preconceptions or any notions of what I think it should be or what I wanted it to be. I just wanted it to be what it was. And I loved it. I will say, as a Gen Xer, the Jar Jar character kind of annoyed me a little bit. And it did for a little while, but then I remembered it's not my Star Wars. It's Star Wars for a new generation. Just like the Ewoks probably annoyed adults back in Return of the Jedi.
Yes, so absolutely.
There has to be something there for those kids to latch onto. And, anything that continues to push forward, push this into the next generation and keep this thing going, I'm all for. So Phantom Menace will always be that one movie where I'll go back to and rewatch just because it was such a joy to see the first time with no preconceptions of what I thought it should be.
Yes.
So there was no letdowns, really.
Yeah.
That's excellent.
Yeah.
That's excellent. I always believe that it's our expectations that ruin material for us.
Yes, very much so. And especially now, doing a podcast, we're always digging for content. So I'm always out there researching whatever I can find. And I'll find that sometimes I just wish I didn't know what I was going to go see.
Yes.
Especially with the sequels. I won't hate on them like I sometimes do. And it's just I'm Gen X, so my natural love is to talk sarcasm and stuff. But
your love language is sarcasm.
There exactly. My love language is sarcasm. Exactly. So I have a lot of sarcastic comments about the sequels, but I do enjoy them. I still watch them. The Force Awakens kind of let me down a little bit because it seemed like a reboot for the most part.
Yes.
I love that about the Phantom Menace, though, because I also feel like whenever it's on the pod racing scene specifically, I lock in and it's almost like a daze. Like it's like you kind of freeze and you can't, like, I don't know, it's like a Zen state. It's like meditation.
It is. The pod race scene reminds me of that scene from Empire Strikes Back where they're in the snow speeders going through looking for Han and Luke.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it kind of brings me back to that a little bit. And the first time I saw that. Yeah,
That's a great answer.
Phantom Menace, I love Phantom Menace.
It's a good one. Dave, do you want to roll the D6?
I got a 3.
Oh, great. Scruffy, what is your favorite bounty hunter?
Oh,
Or who?
my favorite
Who?
bounty hunter. It's not Boba Fett.
Okay.
That's Brown Leader's favorite, and I have a line from Fanboys that I love to quote to him every time he brings up how awesome Boba Fett is. Have you both seen Fanboys?
I have.
No.
Oh, yes.
No. Oh, yeah. Yeah. So
we'll do a watch party sometime.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, that would be awesome. So you know the line I'm referring to, where he says, "You guys got to stop perpetuating the myth that Boba Fett's some kind of badass."
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So my favorite bounty hunter, IG-88.
Oh, wow.
I love the Tales of the Bounty Hunters, the book, and the origin story. Well, not necessarily the origin stories, but it was an origin story for IG-88 and how he became aware, and how at the end of Return of the Jedi, when they blow up the Death Star, we didn't realize at the time they were blowing up what essentially was IG-88. So I love that book. I love that. That whole book was just awesome. I've read that one several times.
And that was that's one of the that's from early 2000s.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's actually one of the first Star Wars books I picked up when I started collecting again.
Oh, wow.
What is your favorite line to quote?
Oh, my favorite line of quote. That's like asking a parent, "What's your favorite child?" Of course, That's No Moon. We sign off the show every time with "That's No Moon." The one I use at work a lot. "I find your lack of faith disturbing."
Yes.
I should use that more.
That is a great work quote.
Isn't that great? I love that. And everybody looks at me like, "What a nerd." I love Phantom Menace, where he's like wizard. Like,
yeah. Wizard.
I just love that. Wizard. As a description of something. Yeah. But my all-time favorite, the one I used to use a lot, I grew up in a little town in northern Michigan. So anything cool is 2 to 6 hours away. Anything. You wanted a good concert, it's minimum 2 hour drive. You wanted a good mall, minimum 2 hour drive. I love our local comic book store, but if you want to go to a bigger comic book store, it's a minimum 2 hour drive. So the line I use a lot is, well, if there's a bright center of the universe, you're on the planet it's furthest from.
Yes. That's a really good one to describe being out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
When I was growing up, I couldn't wait to get out of here. I love it now. I do enjoy being here now. But back when I was younger, yes, I felt like everything was a million miles away.
Besides the films, what is your favorite Star Wars content? And it doesn't have to be TV. It could be the whole extended universe.
Yeah, these are those hard questions that are hard to answer.
Mm-hmm.
Some of my favorite content, I love Rebels and Bad Batch. I love the Kennedy Clone Wars. Rebels and Bad Batch, because it isn't so Jedi-centric. I mean, obviously there's Jedi there.
Yeah.
Obviously Kanan's Jedi. But, I mean, it wasn't about Luke Skywalker and Princess Leia and Vader. Obviously Vader makes an appearance, but it was about what else is going on out in the universe, which is what I wish they would have made more of. Which is why I appreciated Skeleton Crew. I loved that. It felt very, very Amblin Films kind of thing, that 80s Goonies style. That's what we refer to as Goonies, Star Wars Goonies. Yeah, I love to hear the stories of what else is happening in the universe besides what's going on with Luke and Leia.
Yes.
Actually, one of my favorite contents right now is this. This is the From a Certain Point of View. I just started reading the first one. I've got all 3 here. So I just love those side stories, those backstories.
Yeah.
It's a wonderful, I can't believe I'm going to describe it this way. It's a wonderful tapestry of the background characters telling the story of Star Wars. It's just really incredible.
Absolutely. I absolutely love it.
No, it's brilliant.
And I love those Tales of the Jedi, Tales of the Sith, Tales of the Underworld.
Yes,
Yaddle, we got to hear Yaddle speak, and I was not amused when she didn't sound like Yoda. Like, what's up with that? So now
it was Dallas Bryce Howard, wasn't it?
Yes,
who
yes,
voiced her. Yes.
Yeah, I could not believe that. It's like, well, wait a minute, whoa, time out. Why does she not sound like Yoda? What's Yoda been messing with us this whole time?
He's had a speech impediment,
and that's what I'm writing it off as, because I'm one of those. I got to have some kind of explanation, kind of thing. So I'm going to write off some speech impediment, and we're just going to move on.
Okay, our last of the 5 with the Force. Who was your favorite guest to have on Hyperspace Heroes?
Oh, wow. Once again, you're asking me to pick my favorite child. We had some Chris Bartlett was an amazing guest.
Yeah.
But Vanessa Marshall, I think. Paul Seung Hung Lee, I think. Yeah. Oh, it's a tie between
yeah.
those two. My man, that's a hard question to answer. They were both incredible guests.
Yes.
Great storytellers, great source of information. I love them. I love those guests because you didn't really have to pull for any answers. You could just talk to them like you could talk to anybody else.
Yes.
And they were so personable. They talked to you. You meet a lot of stars that, they talk at you or talk down to you. They don't have time for you. Move along, These guys, they were very personable.
Move along.
Yes. So yeah, those ones, they were great interviews. I loved it.
Yes. Yeah. So that was 5 with the Force. And this is our first question we ask everyone. I keep saying this is our first question we ask everyone. Anyway, what first introduced you to Star Wars, and can you take us through that experience?
Absolutely. It was 1977, obviously. My parents said we're going to the movie, so I hop in the back seat of a 1965 convertible Impala, and we head down to the drive-in, and I sat in the back seat of that car and watched A New Hope at the drive-in movie theater.
Wow.
And it was just amazing. I was only 6 years old, so my attention span was, I had the attention span of a Cocker Spaniel puppy. Well, I still do, actually, but
Yes.
but that caught my attention and just sucked me in so hard.
Yeah.
It was so big.
Yes.
In terms of scope, it was just awesome. And ever since then, I was just hooked. And my mother was also hooked. So my mother ended up being as big of a fan as I am. So when Empire Strikes Back came out in 1980, Mom took us to see that probably 10, 15 times.
Wow.
And I would say I'm underestimating how many times we've seen Return of the Jedi at probably 20. Mom was hooked.
That's awesome.
Mom was absolutely hooked. She loved it. So, she always encouraged my interest in, Star Wars and sci-fi and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, as a typical Gen X kid, I was always reading her books, and it was Stephen King, Dean Koontz, and all these other stuff. So it was always sci-fi and horror for me. But yeah, that was my first Star Wars experience.
What was it like experiencing Star Wars for the first time at a drive-in? Like, I imagine, with the sky out, and the stars above. I don't know. There's something about that feels very majestic.
It was. Not at the risk of sounding cheesy, it was magical. I've never experienced anything like that since. We're fortunate to have a drive-in still here in the area, about 30 minutes from where I live now. But I'll never capture that moment again. Mostly because I own a 65 Impala convertible, but
Yeah.
But it was amazing to see it. The cheesy mono speaker hanging on your window.
Yeah.
And even now going into a movie theater and hearing the awesome sound around you, that one single speaker is just nostalgic for me.
Yeah.
Yes. Do you ever watch Star Wars through a terrible speaker just to bring that feeling back?
Yes. Actually, yes, I have.
Yeah, that's what
it's never going to be quite the same, because I'm not swatting mosquitoes out of the way. And
no.
Yeah. But,
which is a blessing, actually. That's a better,
Yeah, I'm not complaining about that, no. I actually thought about going and finding a movie theater speaker, the old school drive-in speaker, and wiring it in so I can plug it into my TV down here in the man cave and actually hear it like that once.
That's
amazing.
Very cool.
Yes. I support it 100%.
And that's all I need. I'm going to go find one now.
And I'm low-key, maybe we check eBay.
But your mom was super into it as well. Was she? It sounded like she was into sci-fi and horror beforehand. Was there other sci-fi
E.T.
That she was into? E.T.
E.T. We've seen E.T.
Yeah.
We've seen E.T. probably 10 times. She loved The Last Starfighter, Batteries Not Included. Yeah. A lot of those movies. She absolutely loved them. My father couldn't stand them, but
oh, wow.
Oh yeah, no, he was not a fan of those movies at all. But he supported it, obviously, because what choice did he have?
Yeah.
So my mom was always dragging my brother and I off to see something cool like that.
That's great.
That's fun.
Ghostbusters. She loved Ghostbusters. Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, how can you not?
Exactly. Exactly.
Unless you're Scruffy's dad.
Exactly. Scruffy's dad.
There you go. Good point. I think yeah, exactly. I always look at it from a Gen X point of view more than older than me. I'm
Absolutely.
very me-centric.
Yeah. Aren't we all? Aren't we all?
Yeah. So you see Star Wars at the drive-in. How does it impact your day-to-day right after that? Like 6-year-old Scruffy.
It was all about Star Wars, and it drove me nuts that there were no toys. And we didn't really expect to see any toys until the infamous IOU for Star Wars figures campaign, which blows my mind to this day that actually worked.
I've heard a lot about this. It sounds like very dark days.
It was very dark days, almost as dark as from 85 to 99. But
sure.
So it became an obsession with us. We wanted our Star Wars toys. We wanted our comic books, because we had Star Wars comic books. We were just grabbing everything I could get my hands on. Starlog, Fangora, because they had monster episodes or monster issues with the monsters of the canteen in there and stuff. We were grabbing anything and everything we could. Right. The Topps trading cards.
Yes.
We were always trying to find those. And it kind of turned into an obsession all the way up until 84, 83, somewhere in there.
Wow.
Now, what was like your top thing that you loved collecting as a kid, and do you still have any of that? From then.
Yes. I loved our action figures, and I loved our Topps trading cards. So to the right of me is a display case, and in that top shelf off to the side are all of my Return of the Jedi, A New Hope, Empire Strikes Back cards in an original box sitting off to the side. Oh. And then I have complete sets of everything from Topps all the way through to the end.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And then my glasses, I loved my Burger King or Burger Chef glasses, actually. I absolutely love those. So I've got a complete set of those, all 3 movies.
Wow.
Wait, what are these? Wait, catch me up. Catch the prequel trilogy kids up.
I don't.
Is it like
you have a pair too?
Oh, you got some? Yeah, there you go. Yep.
Yeah. It's just the old lead paint glasses of characters from the movie. So there's like Han Solo, Chewbacca, Ben, and Luke on this one.
Wow, I'm such a dork. I thought you meant like 3D glasses.
Oh, no. No, we weren't that cool back then, no.
That would be kind of awesome, though.
That would be kind of awesome.
Those are great, too. Those are very cool. I just, I don't know why my brain went to something else. That ocular.
Yes.
So those were some of the first things you could get as a kid back then. And the Burger Chef posters, if you remember those. Yes. I was fortunate enough to find a complete set off of eBay one day. And those I had professionally matted, framed in museum quality glass. And they're hanging up on the corner of the room over there. And those are very nostalgic to me because those were some of the first things I had hanging up in my bedroom that were Star Wars.
Now, when did you hunt these down on eBay?
Well,
it must have been after eBay was created.
Well, yeah. So 1999, I saw Phantom Menace in the movie theater, and just before that, there was a QVC special one day. And my wife and I are sitting on the couch hunting through the channels, and she stopped by QVC, and suddenly I'm like, "Hey, wait a minute! That's a Star Wars special on QVC." So they were selling different stuff. So I picked up the VHS deluxe box set off of there. You remember the Applause figures, Sizor, Han, Stormtrooper, Boba Fett, Vader. I picked up those. And that was good enough to hold me off till 1999, and Phantom Menace came out, and I walked into Sam's Club with my wife again, and there is this bin there full of action figures. And she said, you should buy some of those just for the nostalgic feeling. Probably one of the not so smart decisions she ever made in her life was, telling me to go ahead and buy those and pick this up and pick that up, because it turned into this catastrophe you see behind me and around me. That is when I started the obsession with getting everything back that I had when I was a kid. And it was probably about a year after Phantom Menace rolled around that I logged into eBay one day, and one unfortunate day, because this happens many times since then, when you can't sleep at 3:00 in the morning and you've got a credit card and an eBay password, what do? You shop. And I'm scrolling through there. And
made worse by the cell phone, right?
Yeah,
absolutely. It's just an app now.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I took that app off my phone because I ended up with a case of danglers, if you know what those are. There's a little suction cup thing with little ships from Phantom Menace. I don't know why. Why did I buy a case? Not a one. I bought a case of them.
Case.
Why? So anyway,
that's what dangle some ships.
I want to dangle a lot of ships, and
you want a fleet to dangle.
So that's one of the upcoming segments on our show is going to be is crap Scruffy bought at 4:00 in the morning when he couldn't sleep. So that's when I found the posters and the stuff as I was just kind of cruising eBay one night, and I was like, oh my word, I remember those. I've got to have them. Buy it now.
Yeah.
Now, my theory is that there's two ways of going in fandom in 1984. You kind of, your Star Wars fandom kind of hibernates inside of you and then pops back out somewhere around 96, 97 when the special editions come out. Or you just kind of quietly suffer for 10 years and celebrate things like the Decipher card game and the release of the Thrawn books.
I love that silently
Ewok
suffer.
special.
Oh, Ewok special. Yeah. That gets more hate than it deserves.
Absolutely.
Am I a huge fan of it? No, but I love it for its cheesiness and its its terribleness.
We gave it love. We gave it love on this show.
Absolutely. Same thing. Way I look at the holiday special. I watch
That's
it every year.
That's a little harder for me.
It's terribly hard. It's awful. But yet every year, the same day, same week of the year, I still got to watch the darn thing because it's Star Wars. It's got to be done.
Yeah.
And for 2 hours, I sit there and ask myself, why am I doing this to myself?
Because it's Star Wars, and it has to be done.
Thank you. Exactly. So I went.
I think that should be a bumper sticker. Sorry for interrupting.
Oh, that is a genius bumper sticker,
right?
Oh, that
right
okay,
or
yes.
T-shirt.
Yes, yes. I'm going to have that T-shirt made, and I'm wearing that to the next convention.
Excellent.
So I went into hibernation. By 1985, I was 14 years old, and I discovered cars and snowmobiles and girls and cars and girls. And so
yes.
So I totally focused all my attention on fixing snowmobiles and cars and stuff and working on cars, and that's pretty much just my obsession all the way up until I graduated high school. And of course, I graduated high school, went to college for 10 minutes. I decided this wasn't for me and got a job at I started working at the place I currently work at. And met my wife, got married, focused on a family, focused on, getting the house, the car, and, the new car and stuff. And then 1997 rolled around, and so I'm like, whoa, they're back in the theater, So I went and saw all three of those and was super excited about it. I'm like, okay, well, that's over. And then I started hearing the rumors about the new movie. And after that, it was all downhill from there.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's really interesting because around 95, 96, Hasbro started re-releasing the figures. But it wasn't until 99 when you walked into the Sam Goody and was like, hey.
Well, because...
Or Sam's Club.
Sam's Club, yeah. Well, because they looked more like He-Man.
Yeah, they were He-Man
and don't get me wrong, they caught my attention. I'm like, oh, those are cool. But the sculpt on them was just too small.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's like everybody got a membership to the gym and they hit it hard. So
especially
so some of them did catch my attention. I looked at it and I thought, but at the time, like I said, it was more about we got to get the house, we got to buy the house, we got to pay for the wedding.
Yes.
Where are we going to go? Where's our first vacation going to go? And that was my primary focus, of course, at the time. And that was 94. I met my wife. In 95, we got married. So that was my total focus at that time.
Wow. Okay. And so 99 comes along, Phantom Menace hits theaters, and it reignites your fandom. We did talk a little bit about it, of coming across these figures and then seeing the movie and wanting to get back the things you lost in time that you had as a child, like we all do.
Yeah.
How else did your Star Wars fandom ignite in 99?
My obsession with books, those Decipher trading cards. This is not a bragging point, but another example of what happens to us when Scruffy's got eBay and a credit card at 4 a.m. There's about 10,000 of those behind me.
Oh, really?
Yes, and I wish I was exaggerating that number. Brown Leader one day said, well, brag a little bit. I said, oh, no, that's not a brag, bro. That's a shame. That's a hanger.
That's a cry for help.
That is exactly it. That is a cry for help, bro. And my obsession became with everything Star Wars, and of course, as soon as the movie started coming out, I was like, Mom's coming to the movie theater with me, and we're reliving the Star Wars moment. And I started catching up with the books a little bit.
Do too.
Yeah.
When I had time to read, because I worked a lot back then.
Yeah,
still do actually, but yeah.
Now, no work at all. Just sitting around in your Star Wars cave.
No. But how wonderful. Like, what a big, beautiful life to build.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. It is a wonderful life. I love being married. I love my world here.
Yeah.
It's fabulous.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, sorry, Han. Starting like 3 sentences at the same time. ADHD.
What? How?
How and why?
Yeah,
Tell me it all.
I have ADHD too, so I completely understand. I'm a walking train wreck half the time.
What do you think is the best way to introduce Star Wars to somebody new?
Oh, I get asked that frequently.
Oh, really?
Surprisingly, yes. Because they were like, well, they hear about my obsession, and that's what they call it. And I'm not in a position to disagree with that statement. It's but
we're going to take the negative connotation out of that and call it passion.
Passion. Okay, there you go. Thank you. Passion. They question my passion. So how I've never actually seen the movies, which actually just blows me away. How have you not seen at least one of them? So I tell them to watch them in the order and they were released. Because that's just the nostalgic way to watch them for me. Like, I don't think I've ever sat down and watched episode 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've always sat down, watched 1, 2, 3, or 4, 5, 6, then go to 1, 2, 3, and then if I'm feeling up to it, 7, 8, and 9.
I
occasionally throw Andor in there.
Oh, absolutely.
Or sorry, Rogue One. I meant
Rogue One and Solo. I love those two.
Yeah.
Andor. We joke about it and call it the Lord of the Rings of the Star Wars universe because it's all this walking and talking. They're on their way to Mordor. It does have
a Sorkin-ness to it. Yeah.
Yes, they're on their way to Mordor, and it's walk and talk. Brown Leader is a big fan of it. DB's got swung a little bit. I'm not so much a fan, but like I've said before, love what you love. I'm a fan of anything that keeps this going into the future and that keeps this momentum going. Because as soon as Star Wars is over, I don't know what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
What am I going to do with myself then?
Yeah.
I might actually catch up on some collection. They stop introducing new stuff.
Trust me, as someone who silently suffered through 85 to 95. Yeah, you'll find ways, and there are lots and lots of ways.
Oh, absolutely!
To Star Wars when Star Wars is not around.
Yeah, absolutely. I can learn to play that Decipher card game because every one of those stupid cards is behind me somewhere. And for 2 hours out of the year, I get to watch the holiday special.
There you go.
And you can watch 1, 2, 4, 5, and 6, 1, 2, and 3, and sometimes
7, 8, and 9.
7, 8, 9. I always get confused. I've never watched it in the machete order, which I think is fascinating. But I agree with you. It seems like they came out in that order, and for no reason did they come out in that order. It's just that's the order they came out in, and that's how the story is structured in a way.
It is. Lucas did do an interview one day where he kind of gave some example or some reasoning behind it. He's got one opportunity to make this movie. He doesn't think it's going to go anywhere. So he takes this giant story and breaks it into the one movie he thinks is going to be a success, which was A New Hope. And he hinged everything on A New Hope, and he didn't even think it was going to be a success. He literally got done filming it, took off, went on vacation, and had to be tracked down by Spielberg to tell him, you need to get back to the States. Do you realize what a hit this is?
Yeah.
What inspired you to become part of a Star Wars podcast?
So the three of us all work in the same place. I would come into work and I'd immediately go down to Brown Leader's office and we'd start talking about, what we saw yesterday. And at the time it was Battlestar Galactica, the reboot. And, we'd talk about, some of the Star Wars we watched or Walking Dead. And we found ourselves talking more and more about Star Wars. All three of us would get together or I'd go find DB and, we'd talk. And suddenly we realized we're spending an awful lot of time in each other's office and it's starting to get a lot of attention. And so we're like, and Brown Leader was into podcast. He was, into it a little bit.
Yeah.
On my way home, or I'm at home, I'm watching a movie or something, or if I'm on my way home, I've got the radio cranked up to music that's going to bring me down from my day at work, or music to get me pumped up for my day at work. So we suddenly realized we're spending too much time in each other's offices, and he brought up this idea, hey, we got enough content here that we could actually record a podcast. Like, you want to what? I'm like, okay, all right, well, all right. Yeah, let's give it a shot. So I honestly didn't think it would last. I thought we'd spend 5 or 10 minutes looking at each other's screen going, yeah, that's really cool.
Yes.
like a bad rerun of Beavis and Butthead or something. And we might have 20 minutes worth of stuff to talk about, and the podcast would last 4 or 5 episodes, and it would be over with. So we didn't take it very serious at first. The first name we actually had was All Around A-Holes, because we're
that's right.
We're Gen X, and we're very snarky and sarcastic, and so we didn't really take it too serious. And then suddenly, we're 20 episodes into this, and we're having to cut each other short because we're running an hour and a half. We had a couple episodes that were 2 hours long. Ooh, okay.
Yes.
Well, maybe this is something we can make a go at. And that's when we changed the name to Hyperspace Heroes, so it was a little more friendly. So we figured it would be something that, would we ever gotten Vanessa Marshall on All Around A-Holes? Well, yeah, actually, we probably would have. Yes.
Yeah, maybe.
We probably would have, actually. She's a very funny lady. But, it's something that portrayed a little more serious. It was, that's why we changed the name.
Yes.
But that's how we got it started. We just, we figured we were spending way too much time in each other's office, and it was starting to get attention from the higher ups. Don't you guys have something you're supposed to be doing or watching right now? So we decided we decided, well, what the heck, let's just run this into a weekly podcast and see what happens.
Lightning in a bottle.
It's really funny what you said about you think it'd last 20 minutes and only 4 episodes, and it would be a lot of, to me, because I had that same fear for myself, and I always fear that I'm going to come across as Chris Farley and be like, remember Return of the Jedi?
Yes.
That was awesome, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was awesome.
That was my biggest fear, yes.
The other thing that happens to Dave and I will get on, and we'll be like, okay, 25 minutes tops. And then Dave has like 70 minutes of edit.
I'll go on some rant about something.
Yeah, and I think that's why Brown Leader wanted to go just total audio, video, and get rid of the editing, because he was spending an enormous amount of time editing. Yeah, and I felt bad for the guy, because like I said, I'm not computer illiterate, but I'm close. So it was all up to him. And I finally said, well, let's just go live, just hit the record button. And, we've never really said anything, we've said some really weird stuff over the years, but nothing that was like, wow, got to edit that out of there.
Yeah.
So
got to get that off the internet real fast.
Yeah, because the internet is forever.
Speaking of Brown Leader, how did you guys come up with the call signs, and why did you choose to have Brown be your signature call sign?
Well, like I said, we were all around a-holes. We literally called a meeting in my office, and I was like, okay, grab DB, let's get in here and let's figure this out. So DB was a no-show, so he was appointed his name. Droid bait. He was like, oh, he's droid bait then. Because the first thing I thought of was Finding Nemo. I watched Finding Nemo the night before, and it cracked me up. Shark bait.
Yes.
Shark bait. Yes. So anyway, we're like all around a-holes. So what's our thing? And it's like and Brown Leader's, well, there's a red squadron. There's a yellow. There's blue. Let's be brown. Done. All right. And we banged this thing out in like 10 minutes. And then the logo, we thought, well, let's do Alderaan, and then put the Leia headphone thing going on there, and that we cranked that out in a few minutes. And then since Brown Leader didn't show, or DB didn't show up, he became droid bait, and we rolled with it. And he called me Scruffy. Oh well, Brown Leader and I went to Star Wars Celebration 2019, and that was the first first con. I think that was his first con. So
wow.
nothing like
That's
nothing
a
like
good first con.
nothing like diving in the deep end right away.
Seriously.
Yes.
And I'd been to a couple before that, so that wasn't. And I've been to Motor City a number of times. I've been chasing autographs since '95, or '99. So I was nothing. It didn't faze me at all. But he was overwhelmed to say the least. But he was doing this little bit of a podcast. I can't remember what he called it. Rambling Gen Xer, I think it was. I think it was something like that. But anyway, so he referred to me as, he was like doing his podcast thing, and he referred to me as Scruffy in his podcast. I'm like, I like it. Stick with it.
Yeah.
Because
Scruffy looking nerf herder.
Scruffy looking nerf herder, and so that's how
for the listeners, I have to say, Scruffy is clean shaven, freshly showered. There's nothing scruffy looking about you right now.
I actually did clean up today because I got to go to work tomorrow, and the last thing I want to do is get out of bed and clean this shave and everything. So yeah,
it's a great pirate name too. Like it's cross applicable.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, Brown Leader and DB are your co-hosts on Hyperspace Heroes. If you could have one thing from their collection, what would you take?
Oh, wow. So
I'm going to start a fight.
Brown Leader, he's got a large cutout of R5D4 hanging on his wall back there. That I always thought was pretty cool. I should have bought one when I had the chance. I didn't. So I'd like to claim that. But DB, that is a hard question for DB. DB was one of those kids that kept everything together and kept the box. So while I do have a few vintage boxes, they're some of them are in really good shape, some of them are just absolutely terrible shape, but they exist. So I gotta keep them in the collection. He has a lot of his boxes and a lot of his original stuff. So he's got an amazing collection. He'll say that mine is better. I don't know if I can agree with that. I think he's got some pretty amazing stuff in there. He's got some really odd things in there, like
a human head.
Close. There was a company that made glass lamps. They were just kind of like you painted, and he has a few of those in his collection that came from his grandmother, I believe it is, and those are just really cool. And I don't see them very often. I think his are the only ones I've seen in person. I've seen pictures of some of them here and there. They're just very hard to find, and they're just really cool. And I've always admired those. So I think, so that'd be debatable what I would pull out of his collection.
That's incredible because most kids fell victim to what happened to me, which is the inevitable garage sale when you go to college.
Oh, what a bummer.
But incredible that he managed to not only keep the packaging but the toys as well. His parents were like, "That's trash." Like, you know what I mean?
Well, his parents were a lot like my parents, in that I don't think my parents or his parents ever got rid of anything.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
That's
it's until you got to clean it up one day.
Yes, that's true. That is very true too.
It's rough. It is rough.
One of the things you mentioned was chasing autographs. Whose autograph do you have that you're really proud of, and then who's out there that you still need an autograph from?
I got Peter Mayhew. I met Peter Mayhew a couple times. Kenny Baker, Ian Prowse.
Oh wow!
Yeah, Anthony Daniels. We were fortunate enough to meet Anthony Daniels at ICCC Imperial Commissary Collectors Convention in Nashville. Ian McDermott.
Ian McDermott. I mean, for me, I love the Emperor. So
I love it. Yeah,
I don't know why.
He was a really cool guy to talk to. He was just a neat.
He seems like
he was just a neat guy and very personable. In between, he was walking the show floor, and I walked past him twice, and I'm like, wait a minute, is that the Emperor? It was just cool. The one regret I have that I will never forgive myself for, Carrie Fisher showed up at Motor City Comic Con in Detroit. Now that's a 6-hour drive for me, but no big deal. It's a turn and burn for me, no problem. I can do it. I couldn't quite get the time off from work. I could have finagled something. But I was like, that's Carrie Fisher. She'll show up again.
Yeah.
And she never got into a con that I was close enough for me to get to. And of course, she's gone. She's one with the Force now, unfortunately. So
Yeah.
that is the one autograph I wish I would have got that I didn't. But yeah, I met a lot of cool actors, got a lot of cool autographs.
Nice. What's the dream one that you don't have outside of the Carrie Fisher?
Mark Hamill and Harrison Ford.
Sure.
Absolutely.
Okay,
Absolutely.
Fair enough.
Absolutely.
The trilogy, the trio.
Absolutely. I always thought that would be awesome to have. I would love to have gotten James Earl Jones with my Ian Prowse autograph. I had Ian autograph the card in a way that I could get James Earl Jones on there as well.
Oh, yes. Yes.
I always wanted to meet James Earl Jones because he grew up not far from where I live, a little town called Manistee, Michigan. He was there for a number of years. He came from the deep south, I believe it was Mississippi, moved up to Michigan and Manistee, Michigan, and then went out to California. But I was hoped that someday I would get to meet him or run into him or something. But yeah, it was never meant to be, obviously.
Yeah, that's what is your favorite Star Wars memory?
Wow. That's a tough question too. I think it will always be those hanging out at the house and like mom's like, hey, come on boys, we're going to see Star Wars. We're going to go see Empire Strikes Back. We're going to go see Return of the Jedi. And hopping in the car with mom, cruising down, getting a popcorn, pop, and hanging out in the movie theater with mom watching Star Wars. Or just the times where it would come on TV and mom would get excited, hey, Star Wars is on TV. So I don't know what it is. I've owned all the VHS tapes since they came out. But even today, I have streaming content. I have every version of Star Wars ever released. But yet when it comes out on TV, I got to watch it on TV and suffer through the commercials. Why?
There is something about stumbling across it on TV that just compels you to watch it. It's an amazing kind of, like, I'm sure scientists will name this effect sometime in the future.
I think there's a money-making opportunity there. We should name that.
There you go.
Let's think about that and come up with a name.
Yeah.
The same thing happens holiday time with the Harry Potter series.
Yeah,
you'll sit through the commercials. Like it's like the same kind of. There's not many that have that kind of phenomenon attached. Yeah.
No, it's very unique. Star Trek people will watch the movies. Harry Potter, Star Wars, I think. Oh, and another one that always comes back to me is all the memories I have with my cousin, me and my cousin and my brother, or just me and my cousin playing Star Wars.
Yeah.
Hanging out. Comparing our collections, my cousin did have the vinyl cape Jawa.
Oh, really?
He had one of the real deal. And I came in one day with my Jawa, which was superior to his because I had the cloth cape.
Yep.
Little did I know.
Does he still have it?
No, he does not. He is lost in the sand pit next door to the house somewhere.
Yeah. Well, a lot of my Star Wars figures are with that Jawa right now.
Yeah.
What are the top 3 elements that make Star Wars to you?
Wow. I thought I would be prepared for that question, and for me, it's got to be fun. That's one of the greatest things about Star Wars is that the fun, the fantasy, the awesomeness, the grandness of everything that they do, because whether you like it or not, there's an awesomeness to it, there's a grandness to it that's always there. And for me, it's just nostalgic. It just takes me back. It doesn't matter if it's something that was released yesterday or released in 1977. For me, it's just nostalgic. The whole it brings me back to a warmer, fuzzier feeling, I guess you could say.
Yes.
And that's just what makes Star Wars. With the exception of the keyboard warriors that say whatever they want when they want. You go to a convention and there's none of that. It's they're there's people I've met at the Nashville convention that I consider family.
Yeah.
Those are my brothers. We could sit around and talk Star Wars all day, and each one of us likes or dislikes something different, but we all agree that it's just awesome.
Yeah.
That's the great part of conventions is that if you're there, you're passionate for it and
Absolutely.
accepting of it all. Even if you don't love it all, you're accepting of it all. Are those the people you called your brothers? Are they all Gen Xers, or are they a variety of generations?
Variety of generations. Yep. There's 20s all the way through 40s, 50s.
Yeah.
And it's that they're other people I never would have met outside of the Star Wars universe.
Yeah.
So just catching up with them at conventions and talking to them is we have that common element, and we find that we're common element in a lot of different areas and likes and dislikes.
The found family thing.
Yeah.
Runs deep.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay, so here's our final question for you. After talking for an hour about Star Wars, Kirk or Picard?
No.
Oh, wow. I thought that's what you asked. I'm like, what? Huh?
No.
I love the answer that Big Bang Theory. I love the Big Bang Theory, and Leonard answered that question to Sheldon, and I can't remember what the answer was, but it was an awesome answer that cracks me up to this day. I would have to look it up to see what it is, but I'm going to answer it. Picard.
All right.
I don't think there's a wrong answer there. Brown Leader. I asked Brown Leader what one question I need to ask Scruffy, and he said that one.
Oh, I knew exactly where that came from. As soon as because my mind just stopped, like froze. Like, wait, what did you say? What? Did you just ask me that question?
But seriously, our final question for you, after talking for an hour about this, about Phantom Menace being your comfort movie, also the movie that kind of reignited your fandom in 1999, going to see Star Wars at the drive-in in 1977 with your mom influencing your love for Star Wars so much by taking you so many times to the movies, which is fantastic. All the people you've met at work with Brown Leader and DB, yourself doing the podcast, and then is it the ICCC, working with the ICCC on Comic Cons, finding those people after chasing autographs, having a wonderful autograph collection. After talking about all this, can you tell us, what does Star Wars mean to you?
Star Wars means nostalgic, family, friendship, camaraderie, us coming together to talk about something that we're all passionate, that we love, and we can do it without big arguments, without big disagreements. We can all whether we disagree or agree with it or not, we can all walk away with a smile on our face, and go out and in search of the next thing for our collection and just hang out and enjoy each other's company. And that's why I love going to these conventions. That's what I love hanging out with the guys and just talking to them. In a world where everybody's got to argue about something, politics and all that stuff, you go to these places and none of that exists. It's just you in your little world, enjoying what you enjoy without a care of what else is going on.
Yeah.
I love that.
Well put.
Thank you.
Yes,
Thank you.
Yeah. It's absolutely true. Scruffy, tell us, where can people find you?
Oh, see, this is the part where I drag out the notes, because this is this is Brown Leader's job. So I'm actually reading this word for word. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Threads, YouTube. Hyperspace Heroes podcast live streams weekly on Thursday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern. You can find all of our podcasts on social media links at beacons.ai/Brown Squadron. And you can email the show at brownsquadron@gmail.com. Brown Leader.
Fantastic.
There it is. How'd I do?
Well done.
Mic drop.
Throw down that mic. Yeah. Well, all those links will also be in the podcast notes, so if anyone wants to jump down and and just connect directly from there, you can. Scruffy, thank you so much for joining us and chatting Star Wars for a bit. I loved your story.
Oh, thank you. It's an honor to be here. I love sharing the love. I love hearing about everybody else's story and stuff, and seeing other people's collection. And you both got some pretty awesome stuff going on behind you there.
Well, bit.
Thank you.
Mine's tiny compared to you guys, but I haven't had as much time.
Exactly. And that's what it's all about, time. I mean, we're talking 99, so we're talking 26 years to accumulate, 27 years accumulate what's behind me.
Yeah. Scruffy, may the force be with you.
May the force be with you, and that's no moon.
That's no moon.
That's no moon.